Welcome everyone. Today we are going to discuss the third professional skill named as skepticism. It's a very crucial skill that is required in AFM, Advanced Financial Management. In skepticism, you should know three things. Number one, probing, inquiring. Number two, questioning. And number three, challenge in your subject matter. As a finance manager, you will come across a very lot of information. Some information will be relevant, some will be irrelevant. Your major challenge will be which information is complete, which information is accurate, and which information is truthful. Because if the information is incomplete, inaccurate, if the information is wrong, your decision making will be wrong. So in exam, there will be a lot of information provided by the management. Management will provide you about the forecast of the company EPS, will provide you the forecast about the balance sheet, about the gearing or the valuation. It is your duty that you shouldn't assume that every information is correct or that every information is incorrect. Do not trust on the information provided by the management blindly. Ask yourself a question whether there is any evidence or financial theory which is supporting this information provided by the management. Is there any economic sense which is supporting the management view? If not, that is your skepticism that you have identified that information is wrong. So, for example, in question, if a restructuring proposal has been put forward by the management will provide you the information that in future this valuation will be achieved, this EPS will be achieved, this balance sheet or this gearing will be achieved. Now, you have to apply the skepticism. You have to ask yourself, do the business projections are realistic? It is comparable to the industry or the current environment? Do the projections are making economic sense? Is the economic environment is supporting these projections? If economy is in recession and management is saying that we will achieve the target sales, the growth in sales, how it can be possible? There should be some question mark. So, is there any possibility that management has presented biased figures, over optimistic figures? You have to identify that. To the existing structure of the company or the proposed structure is supporting these calculations? Recognize the possibility of bias or self-interest in the projection and should obtain further information to support your view. You should behave diplomatically. You shouldn't say that management has shown or management has presented the biased figures. You shouldn't be accusing the management directly. What you should do, number one thing, identify, ask yourself, is the calculation making economic sense? No. Ask the management to provide you the evidence so that you can match the evidence with those calculations. And if it is not presented by the management, then obviously your skepticism was right and you came to know that information is wrong. It's not presented correctly. So whenever you are demonstrating skepticism, you should ask three questions. Number one, is there any evidence to back up the claim? If EPS, future EPS is given, if future gearing is presented, that management is saying that we will achieve $5 EPS. If management is saying that we will achieve 30% gearing in the future, currently 70%. So just check, is there any evidence to back up the claim? Is there any growth in the environment? Is the industry is growing? Is the economy is growing? If, for example, management is saying we will achieve 30% gearing, are we paying the debt regular basis? Are we increasing the equity? If not, then how it can be possible that your gearing will reduce? So number one question you will ask, is there any evidence to back up the claim? Number two question, what further evidence can be obtained to support or challenge the claim? If further evidence are not available, then obviously you were right in identifying that this information is not true. Third, could any of the issue can affect the financial management decision? If the issue is affecting the financial management decision and you have no evidence to back up the claim, or you will not get any evidence in the future to back up the claim, that means there is some problem. You have to write that. So in short, in AFM, or if you're doing the decision making of any financial decision in your practical life, you came across a lot of information. In AFM, there will be a lot of assumptions given. There will be a lot of information about the future will be given. You should be play smart there. You should be having a skepticism attitude, and you should ask the management. First of all, you should check the information, that is there any claim that will be supported by the evidence. If no, then you should ask the management to provide you the further evidence so that you can support the calculation with those evidence. Otherwise, remember, these calculations which are presented by the management are biased calculation. You shouldn't accuse the management directly. You should behave them diplomatically. You should first take the evidences. If evidences are not provided, then you should report, and you should write in the report that these evidences are not, these calculations are not well supported by the evidences, and these are the biased figures. So remember, this is a third professional skill. Whenever you are writing any report, whenever you are communicating with the management, or you are writing the report to the board of directors, remember, you have to read the information carefully. You should apply your skepticism skill, and you should ask the management, and you should further take the evidences from the management. If there is no evidence currently presenting, if management is not presenting you the further evidences, that means these figures are biased. Thank you so much, guys.